Well, hey everybody. It's Sunday night, 8:30, and here I am. Well, it's not quite 8:30, but I wanted to get on early because I wanted to welcome you, and I want to give some other folk, give folks a chance to get in here and just encourage you that if you can't be here for this whole thing, it's only going to be about 15 minutes. It's not going to be a long training. I don't ever like to do long trainings because everybody's busy. You got things to do, but I do want to get you all in here and watching. So in case you can't stay or you miss some of it, or you want to share this with somebody or someone, you definitely can forward it. You can tag them. You can post it to their page. But this is so I will be sending out an email with this replay in the morning. It's going out tomorrow. So if I don't have your email, then put your email in the comments and I'll get it. I'll get you added to the email tonight. I'm going to stay up tonight and add some emails. Even though that's not my favorite thing to do, I am going to do that. And so it's been a glorious day. I want to show you something. Since you're early birds, you get a treat. You get to see my zinnias. This is the second bouquet I've cut. The first one went to my sister-in-law, Stephanie, because she's so precious. And you see these little things here? She loves these. I'm gonna take her some. You see how they kind of do all kind of funny things. Anybody know what the name of these are? I need to get my husband. He's got one of those things on apps on his phone where he can take a picture and tell me what it was. So like I had, I'm really just waiting for people to come on. I'm waiting for 8:30 to get here. So hey Deborah, hey Susan, hey Joan. So good to see you. You know, with this Facebook thing now, I can only see like 3 or 4 people. So, hey, Janet, you made it here. Yes, and that video you recorded in the Marco Polo was perfect. I just don't know how you did the whatever. Hey, Pat, good to see you here too. But these are some of my zinnias. This, I don't know. I think every time I look at it, I think that's my favorite one. And then I'm like, no, that's my favorite. And then... yeah, so the big ones haven't come out yet. These are the small ones, but I love them all just the same. And I think the thing I love so much about them is that they remind me of my mama. She grew zinnias every year and gave them away, and I love to do that too. And I love to put these little things in them. I think they're pretty. But now these things are extremely, what's the word I want to use? Where they creep into other things. I wanted to say corrupted, but that's not the word. They're invasive. Yes, they are invasive. So, but I love my zinnias. I'm going to put them back here just as a backdrop. How about that? Okay. All right. So let's see who all I got here. Janet is here. Pat is here. And it's crazy. It's got Pat on here twice. I don't know about Facebook, but I'm glad y'all are here. There's about 17 of you here so far. And at about 8:31 or 2 is when I'm going to start the training. I do have some notes. Thanks for hitting the love button. I always do that. Hit the like or the love button. Hey, Donna, good to see you. I know a lot of people have been, I've been seeing messages, what time, where, whatever. So I'm glad y'all made it, because sometimes it's a little difficult to try to navigate all this. But yeah. I'm glad we're here tonight, and it's been a beautiful day. Hey, BL, good to see you too. Okay, so let me tell you, I know something about these ladies. BL is in West Virginia, okay, and Pat is in Calhoun, Georgia, and Janet is in Jacksonville, Georgia. And the reason I know that is they are participants. And I love it. Janet just got started. So did BL. Pat's been with me a while, and she's done so well. So y'all can hop in the comments and give a little plug. And I know you will, because I know you've had great success, at least the ones that have been with me for a while. Let's see. Hey, Virginia, I've seen you watching me before, so thanks for coming back. And let's see, Janet. Well, there's Janet. I know Janet. Terry Watkins. Thank you for coming. Susan Wisnot. Let me know where y'all are watching from, okay? And in just another minute, we're going to get started because I know I like to honor people's time and start on time, but I also know that sometimes Facebook, it's kind of hard to get everybody going. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my computer up here, and because it's got some notes for me, but I don't think that you'll be able to see it. I'm going to raise you up a little bit so that I can, yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so I do have some notes to help myself out here. Yeah, because I don't want to miss anything. There's so much goodness here, and I just want to share it. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and hit the start button. And like I said, this is going to be recorded. If you're watching this, of course, you can always fast forward to where it actually starts. And I may be able to edit it so you don't have to see all that first part. But that's the fun part, too. That's just who we are. We're ladies, and we like to share things. All right, so here we go. All right, so hey, everyone, and welcome. I'm so glad that you're here tonight. And I'd love for you to just drop a hello in the comments and tell me where you're watching from, because that's really interesting to me. So tonight is let me get this straight. Tonight is night 1 of the 3-night training that I'm going to walk you through. And I believe that what I'm going to tell you tonight is going to have the ability to change the trajectory of your life. You know, if you're shooting an arrow, you like shoot and where's it going to land? And that's what we're doing with our health, but most people are not going to land in a good place. But that's what I'm here for, is to help you land in a good place. So I'm Dr. Nancy Stanley. I'm a physical therapist. I've been doing that for 48 years, which I can't believe it when I say that, but it's right. And I'm 69 years old, and I'm still doing it. I still work. I'm actually starting a new business. I'm doing dry needling for people that have aches and pains and shoulder problems and migraines and plantar fasciitis and all that. I'm just doing it a few hours a week, but I just love helping people, and I got certified recently in Charlotte and then in Florida, and I'm just excited about sharing that because we're in a small town here. There's not a lot of options, so I wanted to give my community the option for this. But here's what I want to tell you. At 69 years old, helping over 2,000 women in the last 10 years and doing therapy, I'm not really talking from the book. I'm talking from experience, literally my clinical experience, and from my own body. So from those 2,000 women who came before you, that's who I learned from. And I'm going to tell you what the problem is. And just let me describe for you a day and see if you don't resonate with it. First of all, you wake up in the morning, you don't feel rested, even though you were in the bed for 7 to 8 hours. I just remember thinking, I need another hour, okay? You step on the scale and the number's up, just like it usually is. Your jeans feel tighter. You go to that closet and you think, oh, those loose tops, how many more of those can you have? You know, one in every color, okay? You still don't like them. We were used to wearing our things belted, right? And by 2 p.m., you're crashing hard. You're just feeling really tired. Your joints ache. And at night, you lie there in the bed thinking, what's happened to me? How did I get this apron, as Bill calls it? And I just don't feel like Nancy anymore. And if any of that resonates with you, then put yes in the comments. Just go in the comments and hit yes, and that's just going to let me know that we're resonating with each other. I want you to know that the weight is just one symptom. There's a lot of other things underneath that weight that won't budge. There's energy that crashes in the afternoon. There's sleep that's broken and unsatisfying. There's mood swings and irritability and anxiety and brain fog and joint and muscle aches, and you just don't feel like you did 10 years ago. There's hot flashes and night sweats and a feeling like I just don't feel like myself. There's weakness and loss of balance and fear of falling and you know you're carrying in heavier groceries and you're scared you're going to twist your ankle, especially if you live up where it's icy and cold. And then there's the 4 fatal F's. Listen to this. It's the 5 fatal F's for females over 50. And here's what they are. Fatigue is first, and then frailty, and then a fall, and then a fracture. And what comes after that? 30% of women die within the first year after a hip fracture. And why? Because they can't get to what they need to get stronger, and they end up dying of failure to thrive. You've heard that. And we don't want that, do we? Got something in my eye. I don't know what that is. Okay. So almost every woman says next that it must be me. I must be doing something wrong. I just need to try harder. But I don't seem to be able to stick to anything. So here's a brutally honest question, and this is really just for fun, okay? How many diets have you been on? Let's count them. Weight Watchers, Optavia, keto, intermittent fasting, low carb, low fat. Put the number in the comments, number of diets. That's kind of cruel, isn't it? But I would just love to see. Many of you 10, 15, I know for me. And then I remember when I was in my 40s, the soup diet. And it worked. I could drop 10 pounds just like that then, but it doesn't work now. And that's the problem. So after 48 years as a PT and 10 years of coaching women, the problem is not you. The problem is not even your willpower or trying harder. The problem is the approach. That is the problem. What you have signed up for in the past made the problem worse. The problem is fat, right? And a few other things. And you've been handed a job to do, but with the wrong tools. And why all of these approaches fail is not restrictive diets. That's one of the problems. Your body interprets that as, oh, she's starving me to death, so I better eat, I better eat more, okay? But that slows your metabolism down when you cut your calories. I remember my kids said, Mama, you just don't eat much. I was eating like 600 calories and not dropping an ounce, and I was a body pump instructor. But all that does when you cut your calories way back is it slows your metabolism down, and you're burning muscle for fuel, because you got to have fuel to build muscle and keep your muscle. But if you're cutting way back on your food, especially like on the GLP-1 injections, they make you not hungry, so you cut back on your food. Yes, you're going to lose muscle, but that's not a healthy way. And then here you come back, the moment that you eat normally, that weight comes back faster than before. And then the other thing people try is endless cardio, walking, running on the treadmill, all of that. And what that does is it increases your cortisol. And cortisol breaks down muscle. So the harder you push, the more your body resists. And those quick fix programs, they work for a season maybe, but then they don't teach you anything about your body and how to maintain it long term and how to get it working. So you finish these programs, these quick fix programs, with no foundation. And then all the weight comes back. And then you're just so disappointed. And then here's one of the worst things is the doctor dismissal. You go to the doctor for help. And what does he say? Just lose weight. And you're like, I've tried that. And as if you hadn't been trying it for 10 years. And you leave there feeling so disappointed and confused. And the reason all of these things failed you is because they were never designed for a body like yours in this stage of life. In this stage of life, I'm saying like at postmenopausal 50 to 80, okay? So with these specific biological realities, the average approach doesn't work. So I want you to write this down. This is an important thing. I'm going to say it tonight. Here is why your body has changed. You no longer have the hormone receptors and the muscle strength to maintain a healthy weight or to support an unhealthy diet. You just don't have those receptors. I mean, that's what changes about us as we age. We lose certain receptors in our body. Like the GLP-1, our body made GLP-1, but as we age, it makes less. And that's why things change with our gut system. Our estrogen levels go down, even though you've gone through menopause. Your body may be making some estrogen, but not much, or maybe you had a hysterectomy. So every cell has an estrogen receptor, but as we age, we lose that. Just like in our brain has estrogen receptors, and that's why we need estrogen, but you no longer have those receptors, and you never have that, and you lose that muscle strength too because you're eating less and less protein, and you got to have that to maintain a healthy weight and to support an unhealthy diet, but you don't have that. So in your 20s and your 30s, your body had an abundance of estrogen, progesterone, and the receptors were, well, you could use them well to build muscle or to keep your muscle. And those hormones, they do a ton of work. They really do. A lot of background work. They metabolize, they control appetite, they control mood, they control sleep, insulin sensitivity, muscle maintenance. All of these are important things. But as you move through perimenopause and postmenopause, those hormone levels dropped and those receptors change. And so small amounts of stress, sugar, alcohol, poor sleep, that's just more than they're used to. But this is not a flaw. This is biology, okay? This is biology. And this is a new season for you with different rules, with muscle loss. And, this muscle loss, I'm just going to tell you, I just had a graph that I show to most of my new clients, that around 30 is when we start losing our muscle mass. And by 60, most women have lost about 25% of their muscle mass. That's unless they have been working out and trying to keep it strong. But muscle is the engine of your metabolism. Think about it. It's the engine that drives it. And muscle also stabilizes your blood sugar. So if you've lost your muscle, that's why you're going into prediabetes. And muscle also protects your bone, as does estrogen, your joints, your posture, and then, of course, your independence, which is what we fight for, right? So I have patients come in to see me for physical therapy all the time with frozen shoulder or a back strain or a neck strain or a low back strain, or they say I have stenosis or knee issues. And I look at them and I'm like, you've got a lot of weight on your body, but it's not muscle. And that's the problem. Think about this. If I were to have a spine here, what actually supports that spine? My spine right now. What keeps me standing up straight? It's not my spine. It's my muscles. And if I don't have muscles, then here's what starts to happen. We go forward here, and then our head goes forward, and then we do this. I mean, it just happens. But that's from losing muscle. So, and that also causes your metabolism drop. So you're at risk for injuries, shoulder injuries, back injuries. I see it all the time, neck injuries. And I'm thinking, you just weren't keeping your muscles in shape. And I want to show you how to do that. So to lose weight, you eat less, which burns more muscle. It's a trap, okay? The buffer is gone, and you no longer have that hormonal support or the muscle base to compensate for this imperfect eating, poor sleep, the chronic stress, or most of all, just under eating. But the good news is that these can be addressed, and that's what I want to share with you. But you have to work with this new biology. You can rebuild your muscle at any age, I promise you. I'm going to just tell you how I know that. At 65, I had 2 major surgeries at the same time, but for 12 weeks, I could not do anything. I didn't do anything because I didn't want to pull that surgery loose. It was some bladder work, and at the end of that, and I was strong before that because I was a body pump instructor. But here's what happened. I lost my muscle, and literally I could not carry a bag of fertilizer around the yard, which is what I had always done. I'd always, been healthy and strong, okay? But I started working out, and here I am 4 years later. I'm not trying to impress you, but I'm trying to impress upon you. Look at my muscle. I've got muscle in my legs, my muscles in my legs. My husband the other day, he said, gosh, your legs are so firm. And I'm like, I know, and it's because I work at it. I work at getting them stronger. Okay, so you can rebuild muscle. You can support the body in this chapter instead of fighting it. And that's what we're going to talk about over the next couple of nights. So come back and join me. So for decades, we've been told that our bodies are the problem. And if we just had more willpower, more discipline, more grit, we'd be smaller, leaner, and in more control. But I'm going to push back on that tonight. That is not the case. Your body is not the problem. Your body's been trying to tell you something for a long time now. We just haven't been taught the language. So tomorrow night, I'm going to help you with the language. We're going to go deep, deep. Did you hear me? Deep. If you don't go within, you go without. We're going to go deep into what's actually happening biologically. And I'm going to start showing you some new rules that you can abide by. So just one thing between now and tomorrow night. Here's what I want you to start with. Every time you say something cruel to your body this week, every time you call yourself a name in the mirror, I want you to just pause and say, no, I'm good. I'm blessed. God loves me, and I'm going to be better, okay? I'm learning new rules. I've got a coach, and that's it. That's your homework. Okay, so I want you to come back tomorrow night. The replay is going to be in an email. Put your email in the comments if you have not been getting my emails. I've been sending emails about this, and I'm going to hang out for a few minutes and answer some questions. So if you've got a question, put it in the comments. But first, share this with somebody you know. Just tag them, put their name in the comments, whatever. And thank you all for joining me. If you got some value tonight, I hope you'll share this with somebody else and that needs to hear it, because there are plenty of women out there suffering with all of these symptoms that I mentioned, and they're all reversible, and we can do it, and I want to do it with you. So stay tuned for tomorrow night. Now let me see if there are any comments here. The way Facebook works now, sometimes. There's Lynn Howell. Good to see you, Lynn. Hey, Becky and Chris and Cindy. Becky Collins. There's Joan again. Anna Ray. Nancy Southworth. Tell me, y'all tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love to know where all these people are. There's about 50 of you on here. All right, let's see. Here we go. Patty O'Malley, Bonzagni. Welcome. Cynthia Bertles. Dolores. Hey, Dolores. Good to see you. Jackie Smith, Mary Civic McCall, Melisha Wild Harbor. Okay. Let's see. Joanne Gay. I don't see where you're watching from, though. I see all the names. That's wonderful that I can see all these names. But I haven't seen anybody yet post where you're watching from. I've already told you that Pat is from Calhoun, Georgia. I know Dolores is from Vidalia, Georgia. And I know Janet is from Jacksonville, Florida. And Gigi, where are you from? I know I've seen you posting on here a lot. Thank you for that. And Lynn is from, okay, Lynn, help me here. Wrightsville? Is it Wrightsville? I think so. I know it's somewhere right here in Georgia. Maybe Hazelhurst, but I think it's Wrightsville. Okay. All right. Still not seeing any comments or questions. So I'm going to hop off because I've got to go there and download this video. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. And by the way, if you want to see more of my videos, I've got tons of videos on Dr. Nancy Stanley on YouTube. So go there and subscribe. I've got recipes, cooking demos on there, just a lot. So, yeah, but I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, let's see if I see anybody. No, I don't see anybody with any questions. So, all right. Well, I will see you all tomorrow night at 8:30. The people that are in my private group, we're going to be doing a Zoom at 7:30. It'll kind of be a short Zoom, but I've got some things I want to talk to you about, and then I'll hop on here at 8:30. So, y'all have a great night. For y'all that missed it at the beginning, I want to show you my zinnias. If you can grow a weed, you can grow a zinnia. So get you some zinnia seeds. It's not too late. I remember Dolores is on here. We went to Dublin and bought zinnias. And this year mine are just going to be beautiful because I've got them staked up so they don't fall over because that rain is hard on them. Hey, Karen Finley. She is from New Braunfels, Texas. She was from Louisiana, but now she's in Texas. So good to see y'all. I'm going to sign off now. Y'all have a good night.